Hi, it is iYikkam time again. So after I released the Sticking Body short strike books and the videos, including the power generation summary, I got many messages from our Wing Chun friends. And the following questions always arise, so I would like to share with you my answer to this type of questions. Now, the number one question is, why don't I show an application so everybody can follow it? And also, they are questioning me or asking me on the how is the proper move of the arm, those kind of stuff. No. So the reason why I do not want to show example or the demo, okay, but I focus on the principle, the theory behind it, with how it is applied, is that I like to have people understand what one is doing. For example, if we study multiplications, there are tons of multiplications example one can do. However, it is very important that one understand what is the theory and what is the operations of the multiplications, so that one can carry on disregard of what type of questions or needs comes up, instead of just remember one or two example and actually really don't know what's going on. Okay. On the other hand, all this how to use this tan sao, those things, those are really actually very surface. One need to know the theory and practice and process behind it in order to really be able to develop it and then be able to expand and go further from it. So it's not like limited with, oh yeah, I do something, you mimic something. Okay, that is not the way of education. That is actually try out the whole arts. Let's look at past 60 years. Everybody have the example and demo, but as to today, we couldn't even figure out what is the sticking body short strike and the long fist. So that's a reality. Okay, if the sticking body short strike and the long fist all is clear and present since 60 years ago, then I don't have to be here spending my time doing this video or all this YouTube try to explain and to share this information. Okay, so sticking body short strike never is something that you just learn one or two move. When I say receive, you receive, and get close, you get close, and but your practice is long fist. Okay, so the guy with long fist, if they just mimic some receiving or the close-in techniques, they are not going to get the sticking body short strike. So as I have explained in the footwork, and here I'm going to give you a top-down view so that you can see clearly today what's going on. Okay, and since I like to get Wing Chun into the formal university college, the classroom, I am doing my best to categorize this and to get this thing all scientific and clear out everything in a systemic way. Okay, otherwise nobody is going to take Wing Chun Keen serious. Okay, because the scientific people like to have critical thinking and like to really examine every detail whether it makes sense or not. So, in all Chinese martial arts, we need to know, the first is we need to know what system type they are, okay? And then what type of momentum they are developing. And then what type of power generations to support the momentum. And then what type of body or engine conditioning to support both the power generations and the momentum. So, for example, long fist will have the long fist momentum, long fist power generations, and long fist body conditioning, which is supporting the long fist. Stick body short strike is the same. There's a stick body short strike arc, and then the momentum of the, according to the sticking body short strike arc, and then the power generations, and then the body condition to support this. So one cannot say, oh yeah, you know, I practice karate, for example, and then I just learn, I have to receive, I have to close in, and that become Wing Chun, sticking body short strike. Or I learn Western boxing, and then I just close in, and then I just bend my arm, then the sticking body short strike. That is not the case. The case is a long fist guy condition their body so much that it become a habitual. The core, in today's term, the core or the body or the engine is supporting the long fist. So even if one mimic the short strike techniques, is not going to be as what the short strike art is supposed to be. Okay. So this is we need to be really careful here. Okay. One simply cannot, for example, train in the Western boxing and then adapt to some BJJ's move and then say, oh, you know, I know BJJ too. You cannot, because your body is not rolling in the ground like the BJJ people doing every day. It's a different type of the body, the core. Okay. So let me show you, in terms of momentum, in terms of power generations, in terms of the body type, how is this thing seems, or what, how you can examine or analyze or observe this stuff. Okay, now first is momentum. Okay, if I move with this, okay, this type of movement, okay, let me switch this place. Okay, so if I move this type of movement, moving forward or close in with this kind of movement, is very different than if I close in this way. Okay, so let me show you again. This type of momentum and this type of momentum, they are different. This is a long fist type of momentum. Okay, this is a short strike type of momentum. They are different. Okay, now continues on top of that momentum. This is a long fist explosive type of power generations, which is based on the, which is supporting the momentum. Okay, so long fist explosive type of power generations. Now, for the short strike is the snap there. Okay, so they are different. So again, the long fist, I close in, I punch. Versus in the short strike, I close in, I snap. They are different. Okay. So that has to be really careful. The body will be differently trained, conditions to do those things. Okay? And the same thing is the footwork. See the footwork. And here you see this is a more linear type. And you see I have a toe here. Like in Wing Chun or Chang Kyu toe. While I'm close in. Okay? So you see even the close in and the power generation is a different thing. And we need to really know those details. It's not just say, oh yeah, close in, I'm going to close in. This is called close in. Okay? That is not the sticking body short strike. Sticking body short strike is this. Very close. Okay? Instead of this. Okay? Which is, if you can see, I'm leaning toward him. With this type of this long fist type of stuff, my body is leaning toward him. Nothing wrong with that. That's just the type of the art. While in the short strike is, you see my body is touring. It's not a linear momentum type. It's angular momentum type, and this is a snapping type. Okay. So that has to be really clear. Okay. Otherwise, we really don't know the art. And also, as for the body, remember we have the art, the type of the art, and then the momentum, which is implement the art, the power generations, which is supporting the art, the momentum, and then the body. Okay. So for the body, there is an issue too, one need to know. For example, in Wing Chun we talk about Zhang Bai Li, elbow, under elbow power. Okay? Well, there's an issue for that. If you go to China, you make a research in southern China, even Hong Kui is using this Zhang Bai Li, this under elbow power. And guess what? Hong Kui is a long bridge hard art. They're using Zhang Bai Li. Okay? And we in Wing Chun, we say we are soft art, we are narrow stance, it's not it's close body, narrow stance, it's not the Chong Kyo Tai Ma. Okay? A long bridge wide hot stance type of Hong Kui, and we use the same. We say, oh yeah, we do this Zhang Bai Li. Well, so is it true that this Zhang Bai Li is Wing Chun technology? No, it is fit to Hong Kui, but it's not fit to Wing Chun. Why? The minute I do Zhang Bai Li, my elbow stuck here. If this is my opponent, I'm pushing him away. I cannot enter, I cannot close in anymore. Okay? I cannot close in because this is on my way between me and my opponent. That is keeping a distance. That is long fist. Okay? Technically speaking, this is what it is. So somehow in past 100 years, somebody bring that thing in. From the, who knows who bring it in, from this southern Chinese long fist, hard art, the Chong Kyu Tai Ma, this long fist, big hot stand type of art, like Hong Kui. You can check in Hong Kui, in the history and so forth. You can see those things. They're using that. Okay? Wing Chun, this is not fit to the sticking body short strike because this cannot get close in. How is this my son doing that? This cannot my son. Or this cannot close in. Okay? Another thing is, the arm stretching is actually proportion to our shoulder blade use. Everybody can try it. When I stretch my arm out, you see that this shoulder blade here, okay, is kind of go backward, lead up, okay. Now that's good for pushing. That's good for pushing that shoulder there, okay. But if you really want to receive something, you need to get the arm back with the elbow close to the waistline, so that the shoulder blade is relaxed back, and it is slightly sink down but relaxed back. Okay, like that. It get to the hinge, and thus that force can connect to the lower part of the body, or the lower four bolts. So when we do that, when we receive something, if we do that, it's pretty strong, because this is not pops up like that, okay, or pops up like that, which is bound by here or limited by here or hold on here. It is going down and connected to the ground. Okay. So if we say that Wing Chun need to have this immovable elbow with a one punch here in the center line, go just try to see how is this shoulder blade conditions, the condition of the shoulder blade. Compare when you put this on this elbow in the waistline, and see which is actually relaxed now and which is more strong in terms of receive and close in. And for sure, when you put this one punch away center line here, again, this is stuck between you and the opponent. How is that supposed to my son? My son has to be this way. The body biomechanic has to support it. Okay. So this is all physics and biomechanics, and we need to look at that in the system concept of whether it's the long fist, this sticking body short strike, what type of momentum they are using, what type of power generations they are using, what type of body they condition it. If we keep condition our body this way, how is this going to become a short strike art to close in on my son? It cannot be, because it's stuck there already. And this stuck there already cannot receive biomechanic. You have to be this. Okay? So, again, for example, this type where slight leaning in forward, long fist. Okay? And for the sticking body short strike, the close in is this way, with my axis is really balanced, and I do not using a linear momentum like kind of crushing in, spin. Okay? The power generations of this is explode type, body explode, while the power generation of this is actually an implode type of injection. Okay? And then the body of this type, which is long fist type, the shoulder blade area, the elbow can be between us and the opponent, and this shoulder blades pop up, while in the short strike art is we don't want anything between us and the opponent, and we want the shoulder blade to relax so that it be able to connect to the body. So in the short strike, you want to be able to clear this pathway that you can get close to him, and you want your shoulder blade to be able to use the whole body force. Okay? So they're different. Okay? This type, where the shoulder, the elbow is between me and my opponent, my shoulder blade pops up here. Okay, I don't even have to connect with have force flow connect to my lower part body. I just have to swing it. Okay, and I don't have to care for the action reaction force. Okay, versus the short strike art of there is a clear pathway between me and my opponent. My shoulder blade is actually relaxed and be able to connect to my lower part of the body. And then I am using implode type of power generations, and my footwork is supporting this, different than the footwork of the long fist. So you can see all this thing down. And when we develop something, we know. And for example, the guy who trained this way, explode and linear go up, long fist, is not going to do this, which is based on implode type of the power generations and angular momentum type of turning, spinning, close in and spin. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, this is what everybody needs to know if one's serious about developing Wing Chun. It is not mine design. Wing Chun is somebody else's design. And so I bring this up today. It's like designing chips, silicon chips in the Silicon Valley, or design a control system. You need to look at top down what it is. Okay, we simply cannot in one way design Apple iOS phone, and on the other hand we just bring in some Android application and expect that to work as an Android. You cannot do that. It's a different thing. Martial art, Chinese martial arts, the same. Okay, and if anybody want to get into even more details on this, the body, the core, the joints and everything, then you need the 6-13-3. Cannot run away from that. Need to know that 6-13-3. Okay, so that's how it's set up. So the two textbooks I wrote, the first is to explain this 6-13-3, so everybody be able to analyze their body, okay, or monitor your body or observe your body at every instance. And the second book of the beginning Wing Chun Kien is to describe what is the system of the sticking body short strike is, both in the systematic view and the details. Okay, without this, we really don't know what we are doing. Okay, so that is how I like to share with you all. So even you guys who watch this video maybe 100 years from today, that's what we found. And I'm not perfect, but this is what the best we know per today in terms of science and technology way. So I share this with everybody so that hopefully everybody progress and Wing Chun grow. It's not stuck somewhere else. Okay? And we cannot rely on, oh, I believe Wing Chun is this, my Wing Chun is that. You cannot do that. Nobody will take us seriously. And to be a professional, real professional, like an engineer, a medical doctor, one need to be really clear on the system, what it is. And that's very different than to show, oh, I'm number one, I'm the best fighter, I'm the guru, I'm the grandmaster. That has nothing to do with this. And I'm not interested in those, I'm the guru, I'm the grandmaster, I'm the number one fighter, all this stuff, or the lineage or all this stuff. What I'm interested is to make this thing scientific so everybody can study it, can gain, can have benefits, get results. So this is way today.